It's the middle of the growing season and your raised beds should smell fresh, earthy, and alive, but instead you're greeted with a sour, swampy odor every time you walk past. On top of that, you lift the mulch and find a bustling slug metropolis, complete with eggs, tunnels, and slime trails. If you've ever had this happen after mulching your garden, you're not alone. This is one of the most common mistakes gardeners make with mulch, one that turns a beneficial practice into a plant-damaging, pest-attracting problem. The good news is that it's completely fixable, and once you understand what's happening, you can keep your bed smelling sweet and free of slug infestations for good. The root of the issue is something called anaerobic mulch. Mulch, when applied correctly, should be a living skin over your soil, breathing air, holding moisture, and slowly breaking down to feed plants. But when it's applied too thick, with the wrong materials, or without enough air movement, it can become compacted and waterlogged. Instead of fostering beneficial microbes, it suffocates them, creating the perfect environment for anaerobic bacteria, the kind that thrive without oxygen. These bacteria break down organic matter in a completely different way, producing foul-smelling gases like hydrogen sulfide, methane, and ammonia. It's the same process that happens in a bog or swamp, and it's why your garden smells like something died under the mulch. Slugs love this kind of environment for two simple reasons: moisture and shelter. Anaerobic mulch layers trap water and stay cool, providing the perfect hideout for slugs during the day. At night, they emerge to feed on your seedlings, leafy greens, and anything tender. The decaying mulch also offers them a food source, so even if you don't have many plants in the bed, they'll happily stay as long as conditions remain damp, dark, and still. In short, the mulch layer you laid down to protect your garden has accidentally created a pest hotel with an all-you-can-eat buffet. The first step to fixing this is to break the anaerobic cycle by reintroducing oxygen into the mulch and the soil surface beneath it. That means loosening the compacted layer so that air and water can move freely again. Simply pulling the mulch back and giving the bed some breathing room can make a huge difference in smell and pest activity. Use a garden fork or hand cultivator to gently fluff the mulch layer, lifting and separating it without mixing it too deeply into the soil. This not only disrupts slug hiding spots but also allows beneficial aerobic microbes to recolonize the mulch, shifting the decomposition process back to a healthy, sweet-smelling balance. However, loosening alone is not enough if the mulch material itself is poorly balanced. A common culprit is high-carbon material, like wood chips, sawdust, or straw, that hasn't been composted or mixed with enough nitrogen-rich matter. Raw straw, for example, can create a dense mat when wet, blocking airflow and fostering anaerobic breakdown. This is why co-composted straw is such a powerful fix. By composting straw with green materials, such as grass clippings, garden waste, or manure, you jumpstart the microbial process before the mulch even hits the bed. The resulting material is lighter, more crumbly, and teeming with beneficial organisms that prevent anaerobic conditions from forming in the first place. Adding co-composted straw to your existing mulch layer serves two purposes. First, it breaks up the density of compacted mulch, creating air pockets and improving drainage. Second, it inoculates the layer with healthy microbial life, speeding up the transformation of any remaining raw material into humus. This creates a hostile environment for slugs, since it becomes drier, warmer, and less suitable for daytime hiding. Within days, the sour smell begins to fade, replaced by the earthy scent that signals a balanced microbial community. Moisture management is another critical piece of the puzzle. Mulch is meant to retain moisture, but it should not trap excess water against the soil surface. Overhead watering, especially in thick layers of dense mulch, can saturate the top while keeping the bottom perpetually soggy. Switching to targeted watering methods like drip irrigation or soaker hoses keeps water where plants need it, at the root zone, without turning your mulch into a swamp. If rain is frequent, you may need to use a slightly thinner layer of mulch until conditions dry out. This allows the soil to breathe and prevents the stagnant environment that slugs prefer. Slug control during the transition period is important as well. Once you loosen the mulch and adjust its composition, you'll likely disturb slug colonies, sending them searching for new hiding spots. This is the perfect time to trap or hand-pick them in the evening when they're active. Beer traps, boards, or grapefruit halves can work well for capturing large numbers quickly. By reducing the slug population at the same time you fix the mulch problem, you prevent them from simply adapting to the improved conditions and sticking around. Another overlooked aspect is the timing of mulch application. Fresh mulch spread in early spring when soils are still cool and wet is far more likely to go anaerobic than mulch applied after soils have warmed. Waiting until the soil temperature rises and plants are actively growing ensures that microbial activity is already strong, and the mulch will integrate into an active, oxygen-rich environment rather than smothering a dormant one. This is a principle the Amish and other traditional gardeners understand well. They mulch at the point when it will help maintain soil health, not when it risks sealing in cold, wet conditions. Over the long term, the best way to prevent smelly, slug-infested mulch is to treat it as part of the living soil ecosystem, not just a blanket to keep weeds down. That means using diverse materials, incorporating partially composted organic matter, and maintaining a thickness that protects but doesn't smother. 3 to 4 inches of airy, biologically active mulch will outperform 6 inches of dense, raw material every time. As it breaks down, top it up with fresh, co-composted material rather than burying the old layer under a new one. This keeps the mulch consistently light and breathable while steadily enriching the soil beneath. The beauty of fixing anaerobic mulch layers is that it doesn't require chemicals, special equipment, or major bed reconstruction. It's about restoring balance, air, moisture, and microbial life, so the mulch works as intended. Within weeks, you'll notice fewer pests, healthier plants, and that unmistakable earthy fragrance that tells you your soil is alive and thriving. The raised beds will no longer be a haven for slugs but a healthy, productive space where mulch protects, nourishes, and encourages growth. Raised beds are supposed to make gardening easier, not smell like a stagnant pond or turn into a slug sanctuary. By understanding why mulch sometimes goes wrong and applying simple, biology-based fixes, you can avoid the frustration and get back to enjoying the benefits of mulching, weed suppression, moisture retention, and soil enrichment without the drawbacks. Whether you're just starting out or have been gardening for decades, this is a reminder that even the most trusted practices need the right conditions to succeed. So next time you notice a sour smell under your mulch or see slugs taking over, don't think of it as a disaster. Think of it as a signal, a sign that your garden is telling you it needs more air, more balance, and a little help to get back on track. Loosen the layers, mix in co-composted straw, adjust your watering, and watch how quickly the transformation happens. Your plants will respond, the smell will disappear, and the only thing living under your mulch will be the beneficial life that makes your soil richer with every passing season. If this guide helps you bring your mulch back to life and banish slug problems, subscribe to Hydrohaven for more practical, problem-solving gardening advice. Share this with fellow gardeners so they can avoid the pitfalls of anaerobic mulch and enjoy the full benefits of a living, healthy raised bed. The solution is simpler than it seems, and your garden will thank you for it.